Yeah, those tires I feel like just got heavier and heavier as the minutes were going on, to be honest.
You made it look light though.
No.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Games Season 2, Episode 4, and let's get into this video. So, let's get right into this video. Charlie gets sent home over Kendall. Kendall was safe because of, Garby has connections, USA Strong, Kendall also has his connections as well. And obviously there was more people that chose to save him. So obviously, Garby and Kendall, they were chatting it up. Basically, Garby was just like, grateful that Kendall was patient with her. All that and third, they're a good team. She was just basically saying like she was very nervous, like, she wasn't, as like prepared for the challenge. They're just basically just locking in essentially as a couple. I mean, they like where they're at. I don't think they'll strain anywhere, neither here nor there. Now, obviously, Johnny and Andrina having a chat. Seems like Andrina, like, she got unfinished business with Johnny, and she basically, like, now that he's here, like, forget Tyreek, really, to be honest. But, I mean, she is keeping the options open of Tyreek being there. So she actually goes with him, shows him around the villa, goes with him into the speakeasy, chat, blah, 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 blah. Basically, now that he's here, they obviously won, the duel or the challenge or whatever. She has her, like, confidence booster back up. And the next thing you know, they shared another kiss, okay?
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Like, another kiss in the speakeasy. Mind you, the speakeasy was her and Tyreek's spot, but like she said two people can play this game too. You can be a player too, all right? So we got this KK and Chris chat, which is basically kind of dry, in a sense that they both like each other, but he's not really making a move on her, and I mean, obviously she's not gonna make no first move, so, but she does like Chris and vice versa. But then next thing you know, Tyreek decides to have a chat with Chris and basically clears the air and says like, you know what, me and KK in the bathroom last night shared a kiss. So he didn't know that, because he was like, what? Like, oh, that's news to me. So he didn't really like that, because he was just like, wow, I went to sleep last night and you kissed him in the bathroom just before I went to sleep. So he didn't know. He later tells Josh about it. So, like, alliances like Tyreek UK, he tells Josh his USA alliance, like, you gotta see the strategic and the connections that people have in here, because it's really important in Love Island games. So he was kind of like really iffy about KK, because he was like, this is why I'm here for the money, because he likes KK, and then now KK is playing in his face. So basically it is what it is. Everybody goes to sleep. He's still not cuddling KK at all. Johnny and Andrina, they're cuddling in bed. Like, she seemed locked with her Johnny man. So first day in the villa for Justine and Johnny. They wake up, Justine, she wants to get to know people, want to see where people are at, have conversations with people. She, in this episode, she talks to Chris a bit, basically says like, obviously she saw the last season, so he's physically fit, she's physically fit, so it's like, do you want to like move your decision or mind over here, like to be a team and try to knock out these challenges, because she is the last season's winner. Okay, so she's like champion of the games right now. Johnny, basically, he's saying like, if Justine wins again, like, he just over it, because he lost Love Island season 2 against her, lost games against her, like literally the runner-up for both seasons, and now they're back again for a third time, and just like, if I lose to you again, like, this basically is, that's it. So essentially, I believe Chris told Andrina about the kiss that Tyreek and KK had. So now Andrina knows about the kiss. So Andrina was just like, okay, well, that's messed up. Like, when did you kiss? Because you're supposed to be, be looking my way, and now you're looking KK's way, and I didn't know that. So she was upset with Tyreek about it. So she comes, asks him, have a chat with Tyreek. And the question was, when was this? When did you kiss KK? And he's like, yeah, I kissed KK. And he's like, yeah, it was right after the duel with Lucinda. So I'm just like, the timing of the kiss was messed up, though. Because you just, saw her cry in front of you, wiped away her tears, kissed her. And then just before bed, you kissing KK in the bathroom. Like, the timing was messed up on Tyreek's part. Like, let that be known. Now, he said, like, yeah, it was messed up, and, like, the timing of the situation was messed up. But, when he tried to tell her, because he wasn't a couple of Andrina anymore. He was in a couple of Lucinda. So when he was going to tell her the next morning, he's saying that, well, Andrina was already gone with Johnny. So it's like, okay, he didn't have any time to tell her. So, I mean, that's fair. I mean, let it be known. That is fair. So, mind you, Andrina kissed Johnny on a date, kissed Johnny in the speakeasy. So I'm just like, she doesn't really have any room to legs to stand on right here. But, like, granted, the timing of the kiss was jacked up. But he still says that he likes Andrina. He's like, Andrina's like, he trying to, like, say his double standards or whatever. And, Andrina's like, okay, what can I say? She's a hot commodity. She's hot. Like, that's like, it was like, okay, Andrina, like, she's like, snap her stuff. Like, hello, she's a hot commodity around here. Like, what could she say?
How many more people gotta come in with history?
But listen, I'm hot. What do you want me to say? Everybody wants me, I guess.
Hey, you are.
And, he's like, yeah, you are. So I'm like, okay. So, Tyreek and her was obviously going to have a back and forth, and she was kind of over it. So she's kind of like, all right, Tyreek, let me end the conversation and leave. So, the thing is, KK never told Andrina about it. So it's just kind of like, okay, Tyreek told Chris told Josh, and then he also told Andrina. So they all know what happened, but KK never made her rounds to, bite the bullet and actually tell Chris first or tell Andrina first, like, what happened. I mean, granted, it's Love Island Games, but I mean, if that's, one of the people that you're cool with, I mean, granted, a conversation should have been had. So, she ends up pulling Andrina for a chat, tells her about it. Andrina's like, before you say anything, I'm not really mad. I already know what you're gonna say, but then Tyreek pulls KK for a chat, and then it was just like, oh, she's like, good luck to, you if you want to speak to Tyreek. And, Tyreek, he kind of feeling snapped away because he still likes Andrina. Like, Andrina and KK are his top two options, his top two people in this villa. So it's just like, he's not really like saying, oh, he's selling KK, but he is saying, like, he wants to still see if the door is open for Andrina. And, Andrina's trying to keep that door open too, but I feel like the more, if Tyreek is not caring about her, she got options. Like Johnny right here, Johnny talking about, like, out of the whole lineup, I'm picking Andrina. Mans on social media was basically saying, like, why couldn't somebody like Andrina be in the build for him? So I'm just like, I don't think he moving on to anybody really and truly other than Andrina for the time being. Like, he's not going to give her up anytime soon. I mean, it really only comes down to Andrina if she wants to be with him or she wants to be with Tyreek. Now, Lucinda was the one who actually told Tyreek about Andrina and Johnny's kiss, because Andrina told the girls in breakfast time that, she had a kiss with him on a date. Now, UK's UK strong. UK's UK strong. So that's where it is. So Mert, he like Lucinda. I mean, he's with his oatmeal every day. He trying to feed Lucinda his oatmeal, like, girl. I mean, but he's still in, a couple with Celine. So next thing you know, Ariana comes in the villa. She basically says, like, we're going to have our first couples challenge. So she basically makes all the girls line up in, their ranking. Garby first, and then Celine and Justine last, because Justine was single. So she brings out, let's even out the numbers, brings out Toby. Toby, he was on Love Island Game Season 1 last season. He knows Tyreek, that's like his dude. He knows Justine. He knows Lucinda because he was actually in a couple on Love Island with Lucinda. So it's just like he knows Johnny. So like he has some connections already here. So he gets a chance to pick anybody out of the lineup who wants to couple up with. So Garby, obviously she was first, then it was Andrea. So he picks Andrea to be coupled up with, basically leaving Josh single. So Andrea was just kind of like, she can't really do the jumping from couple to couple. She just kind of really want to focus on Josh. I don't think anybody's really going to move her as much as Josh is. And she kind of said that herself, like, if you're not like Thor, you're not going to move me anyway. So she's kind of like, you know what, this is my third couple in the last, 24 hours. And, like, she kind of really not with it, but it is what it is. So she, she's in a couple of, Toby. Josh is single, so because Josh is single, by default, Justine and Josh are a couple. So he's kind of like, if you can't beat them, join them. Like, and especially since she's the champion of the last season, like, might as well. Like, that's the best scenario that could have happened for him if, him and Andrea can't be in a couple anymore. So they have this like football style challenge where, the girls wear like some type of helmet with some type of jar to fill up liquid, and then like they have to be split into two heats. So the first heat consisted of Garby and Kendall, Andrea and Toby, Nicola and Isaiah, and KK and Chris, while the second heat consisted of Andrina and Johnny, Tyreek and Lucinda, Justine and Josh, and Celine and Mert. So the first heat was basically KK and Chris was like in the lead for the most part of the game, while Garby and Kendall like really close second. I feel like KK's height played a factor because she's very short. It played a factor of her being able to move throughout the challenge because she can bend, she's short, blah, blah, blah. So, it really helped with her being able to move. Garby was close second. So that was the first heat. Second heat, Mert, he decided to be like some type of saboteur in the game. He was kind of moving people's pieces around, like trying to get in at it with Johnny. Johnny just like, dude, stay in your lane. Like, let me focus on this. Andrina, she was actually, second place throughout the challenge because like if Mert wasn't sabotaging the entire time, they probably could have won. But Celine and Mert, they won the second heat while Justin and Josh won the first heat. So they come back to the villa, and at the villa, they get to calculate like who won these challenges. Because the thing is that if you don't win and save yourself from the challenge, then the bottom 4 couples are vulnerable and up to a public's vote to be safe. So basically, you want to win this challenge or be very up high with the challenge. So, and then the people who did the best are the power couple. So next thing you know, we get the results of who is basically safe from the challenge, which top 2 couples. Top 2 couples from the first heat was Garby and Kendall and KK and Chris. Second heat was Justine and Josh and Celine and Mert. So out of those 4, the top contenders, power couple, was KK and Chris. So Ariana told them that they have the power to take a safe couple and make them vulnerable. So after they did all that, they became the top 4 couples. You're basically gonna, like, even if you're in second place, they could have just made you vulnerable and up for eviction to be voted off. Like that's like a messed up power. Like even if you came in second place overall, did the best that you could, they could have had the power to say like, nah, you get, vulnerable to be sent home. So, they had the choice to make Celine and Mert, Garby and Kendall, or Justin and Josh single and vulnerable. They decided to make Celine and Mert vulnerable and up for eviction. So basically, Celine is kind of just like, I thought we were friends, I thought we were cool, like what's tea, like we sleep in the bed next together, what's going on?
Celine and Mert. Couple.
Why? Can I know? Maybe because
We are neighbors. We sleep next to you in the bed. I thought we were friends.
Overall, the decision.
So Chris is basically saying, like, you know, Garby and Kendall are a strong couple. They basically narrowed down in the deliberation that Garby and Kendall, they've been coupled up since day one. So basically that stability is really going to do well for like the voters and the viewers, which is true. Like some people do like stable couples, because when you're like bouncing from couple to couple, you're, you know, prone to be on the bottom at the end of the day. Then obviously Justine and Josh, they just got coupled today. So it's just kind of like, you know, do you really want to just mess up that couple? Like, who knows? And especially Josh has been through it, so it's like, do you really want to take that route? And especially he's cool with Josh, so I don't think he was really going to touch him. So then it was just really Celine and Mert. So they're now in the lineup to whoever wants to vote for to save. Well, we have Andrina, Johnny, Tyreek, Lucinda, you know, Andrea, Toby, you know, up for grabs, and Nicola, and Isaiah. And Johnny or Tyreek and Lucinda are basically, you know, who people would gear their votes more to, because obviously people like them, or they say that they bring entertainment. So that's probably going to be where the votes lie for in Sunday's episode. This was episode 4 of Love Island Games season 2. And if you guys like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns. You can subscribe to my channel, subscribe, anything you guys watching this video. Peace.